Hello and welcome back to Parkitect. In this episode, we're going to take a look at Disaster's Peaks. Disaster of an amusement park, unmanaged, unclean, and unsafe. That said, the area is too good to pass up for existing rides aren't bad once fixed. Pull this park out of the gutter and turn into a gem. We have to get a park rating of 75, have a cleanliness rating of 80, have 750 guests in the park, no loan debts, have the experience rating of 70%, and complete all of that by end of year 3. So we got a lot to do. Let's take a look at what we have here. So we have a giant lake. Looks like people are coming in on this side. And then they're able to go up and around. There's a train going all the way around here. Okay, so we have a train station there. This ride, what are the ratings for this thing? This is Hurricane. Definitely needs some additional funding. So that's going to cost $10. Let's fix that real fast. We have, it looks like some dueling, looks like a dueling launch. Okay. Oh, and it's interesting. When I've done launch coasters, you always run into a problem of, hey, like your first block's not until it hits the first thing. But this one, they have the block set up here so they can go and block, and then once they go, they can clear that. That's kind of cool. They go through this. Oh, this is a very cool little ride here. I like it. It's actually not a little ride. It's fairly massive actually, but it does a lot of stuff, and let's see what the ratings are for that. Extreme, oh, that's a $12 ride, thank you. This will also be a $12 ride because you are also an extreme rating. That's fantastic. All right, and then this whole area of the park over here minus the train is pretty much useless. Do we have any shops or anything like that? It does not appear to be so. All right, so let's take a look at what we can do here. I'm not a big fan of this train. It doesn't add anything to the park. It's high excitement, but there's not going to be a lot of people on it, and I'm just not a fan of it. So I think I'm going to get rid of that as our first step here. Then we're going to close down from like this side of the park all the way over to this area. We're going to close those completely down. Get all of the people out of there and just build up this area. Get the infrastructure in place for all of this. Build this up so it looks nice and neat. And then we can kind of focus on the other parts of the park. Let me just see if there's any stuff we can buy land-wise. Does not look like it. Okay. It's a fairly large park, but I just wanted to make sure that there's nothing we can do as far as those things go. So the first thing I want to do here is we're going to shut down this area to everybody. So everybody is getting locked out of that. And I may just put a couple more in here just to kind of encourage people not to go down this way. So once they get to certain parts of this park, they have to turn around. All right. So that's going to be our step 1 here of getting this park up to speed. We don't have any janitors or anything, so we're going to need to at least hire some people. We don't have any of this stuff. We don't have any of these guys. So we're going to get some people hired here to take care of all of this. And I think at least for this initial one, this coaster is going to be a big moneymaker for us. I want to dedicate an entire person to that. We also don't have any security. Okay. And now let's go in and start solving some of the problems really, or let's actually go in and close and demolish this ride. Do not want that to exist. Doesn't need to be there anymore. All right, and then we get these people moved over. I don't know if this is the right way or wrong way to play this one. I just really don't like how a lot of this park was set up initially. There's a lot of potential here, obviously. We have some big thrill rides. We have some big stuff here. But even like this line for this ride doesn't make sense. Like there's a lot of open space here. There's just stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So we have all of that. Let's see, we'll clear out this line here. There are 3 stations, is that correct? Yeah. Oh, maybe 4, I don't remember. Okay, get rid of all of this stuff because that's unnecessary as well. And I think that was it. Okay. Next thing I want to do here. Well, first off, let's fix whatever this hot mess is here. Because there's no reason for that all to exist the way it currently does. Okay. We have a nice healthy budget to start off with. I guess we start probably with $15,000. I already spent some, but that's okay. All right. Now, let's go in and fix some of the basics here. So we're just going to go in and start addressing some of these basic problems that we have here. Taking a look here, we got a lot of issues we need to address. So, no, not that. Let's go in here and just get the very basics of this park established back to where they need to be. All right. I think for this one in particular, it's going to be easier to just remove a lot of the stuff that's not working as opposed to trying to sit there and make it work. So I'm going to keep this area for now. We'll deal with whatever that's going to be a little later. We're going to get rid of all of this stuff. And I guess I need to have this come out just a smidge. There we go. All right. All right. I really wish I could just color over all these, but I can't. Okay. I guess it's going, no. We're going to have it be this little thinner area right there because we kind of have to. All right. That looks good there. I'm not going to worry about doing anything else right now as far as paths go, mainly because we want to get everything fixed back up here. So we have a lot of work to do. We're going to need to hire a lot of janitors, hire a lot of repair people, just fix the overall layout of a lot of this stuff here for our guests, because this is an absolute hot mess right now. And I'm also going to close off that pathway to everybody because I don't want that bridge to exist really anymore. Okay. So we have the initial setup here. I really hate removing fences in this game. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. I just really hate removing fences in this game. I'm really bad at it. They're really small little targets to remove, and I just don't like them. All right. So let's take a look at our rides here, because I haven't even looked at that yet. We haven't even gotten a chance to address that situation. Because all we have is 3 roller coasters, and we had a transportation ride, but I got rid of it. So we have a couple of boat rides and water rides. We have some high-capacity coasters here, especially the floorless. And if we take a look, we have some hikes. We should be in good shape here. I'm pretty excited about this because this should be a relatively easy one to get some stuff going for. I hate this. And this I really don't like. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but I think we can do better there. And food-wise, what do we got? Okay, so we're really bad in the food area. So we're going to spend our first bit of money getting some shops going because that is atrocious what they have for us right now. And speaking of that, we probably should put in a staff area here. We'll eventually have some food and stuff right at the get-go. But for right now, it's going to be toilets and it's going to be a vending machine. And we'll address that down the road a little bit. We'll go in with another area here for our staff, and not the mechanic, the hauler. You are going to be there, and you're going to exist only in zone 2. Our other mechanics hopefully here. We're going to hire a couple more, and their job is going to be to kind of go through and fix everything that's wrong with this park, which is a lot. All right. The buildings don't really have any rhyme or reason right now that I can tell. There's nothing super fancy about them, which always makes things a little bit easier when there's not a definite theme that you have to follow. So we're going to continue that theme of no themes and just build in some very basic structures here. And I suppose that we can have a staff break station somewhere out here, but I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. And roofing wise, we're not going to do anything fancy either. Just going to be a simple angled roof. And we're going to grab the same color that's on the roofs here. All right. Happy with that. We have a lot of work we need to do here. I think we're going to throw a very basic kind of... I think this looks nice there. We'll put that over in this area. Get it connected up here. So we're going to get rid of all of this path right here. There we go. All right, I'm happy with that. We'll make sure all of our friends get repositioned back where they need to be so they don't get lost. Because they don't seem to be the smartest in this game when they need to go places and actually do things. And that new flat area will also open up a little space for us to put on some additional rides. I do want to draw people to the back of the park. That's one of the things that's hard about this game, is getting, when you have a big ride, like we have two really what should be popular coasters in the back of the park, but getting people to the back of the park is very tough in this game. So usually you want to do that by encouraging with some of these style rides, but I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. I want to kind of just get some of the basic stuff that we don't have in this park set up, and then we can worry about the details of that a little later here. So we're going to do something very simple here. We also don't have any indoor rides, so we're going to have to worry about that in a little bit too. But let's go in and figure out, building wise, what we're going to do with this building on this guy. I think we're just going to go real basic. Alright, something super simple, nice and easy. And I always forget how tall these things are, so I'm actually gonna, because this ride I think goes up quite a ways when it's doing its thing, so we're gonna have it kind of fluctuate up just a bit. I don't even know what type of roofs we have. Hoping it's a simple one that we can easily just box this bad boy in. And it's gonna have an open top, I think. And this is already a very boxy building, so we're going to continue the boxy look of everything here. But just in case, or for when it does rain, because it's not an in case thing, it will rain at some point, we need to have a place for our people to go. Taking a look at our roofs. Oh, cool. We have lots of roofing options. Fantastic. Always makes things a lot easier in this game when you have roofing options. There we go. Cool. We got that. All right. Now let's go in and just add on some very basic things here. I'm a little hesitant to do this just because I don't want them to get destroyed right out of the gate. But hopefully this area of the park will make people a little happier than what we've had in the past. And then once we get this initial kind of beginning part of the park set up, we'll start playing for real and seeing what happens here in real time. All right, I'm happy with that initial setup here. Just need to add on some lights. Then hopefully everybody should be nice and happy and we can go for it, even though I'm putting these on the wrong sides. Oops. It's okay. You will forgive me, correct? All right, and then we'll just put on our trash bins here. I don't know if it's a good move or a bad move to get rid of that train. It definitely took up a large section of the park, which I don't particularly like. But it was a way for people to get around relatively easily. And I don't know what this thing here in the middle is. I'm not sure. All right. Before we begin here, let's go take a look at our ratings. We have tiredness, hungry, thirst, and immersion's way down. So hopefully we can correct those issues really quickly here without having to do too much work. So give me a moment to put on our entryways here. And then we're going to go in and just add on some walls underneath just to complete the look. All right, and then we're going to have to go back and add some trees and stuff here, but let's let it go and run through a little bit here and see what happens. You can see people are just not happy. So like this guy, they want something from the vending machine. I have a feeling the vending machine is going to be very popular here very soon. I don't think many people are going to be going towards the rides. I think we're almost always are going to go towards the vending machines. We also have a lot of guests who are very tired, according to that pop-up there, so adding a few benches around the park should help that enormously. Now, I'm not going to go out of my way to do a ton of stuff right now because I don't want it to all get destroyed, but I will be adding in some benches and helping people out. But I do want the people who are not in the places that I want them at to, or should I say, I want people who are in these areas to clear out and to get out of those spots and to not worry about what they have or what they need. I know many of my guests are hungry. I don't have food service for them yet. You can already see that our tiredness rating is going down just by giving some benches. Nothing else has really changed all that much. But our happiness is going up as well. So we're addressing some of our small concerns, which is a a plus here. So let's go in. Can't add it there, but I can add it there. Those are cool details. I don't know what they all do, but they're cool looking. See, I care about my guests. Look at that. That's the most beautiful bathroom I've ever built in this game. It's gorgeous. Alright, so we can get rid of this old bridge. We have tons of people flowing to the front of the park still. This thing is just making us cash money right now. We have 68 customers total. And we are slowly getting guests. No, this is not the fun part of this game. We are clearing out sections that we don't need to have people at. And there's a lot of space here to do some cool stuff with rides. It's just we need to make sure everybody's out of those areas first. So that area is closed out. Looks like we're doing a decent job of clearing out this area right now. We have this poor soul who is in desperate need of some help, so we'll help them out. But yeah, I mean, we've shut down a whole half of that park, and it's working out, I think. That's what it should look like. It should be nice and cleared out. Getting people away from these areas that are dragging us down. And just closing out in general those areas, I think is going to help us out a lot. Say goodbye to all the fences. Alright, see we have our first little rainstorm here. Alright. So I do need to put some security out here. Because you can see some of our stuff is already getting jacked up. I feel like that's probably the most amount I've ever spent on people for a park as far as staffing goes. Let's see, we're getting burgers here. Fantastic. So we're just going to speed the game up a little bit here. So we can hopefully get them a little sooner. There we go. We got our burgers now. far as our people go. We still have hunger and thirst way up on that list, but they are going down slowly. And as soon as we have a drinks area, we can export this to other parts of the park. Can really easily kind of make copies of some of this stuff, or just reinvent the wheel, and or not reinvent the wheel, but put another burger and drink stall. Our overall ratings are on the right path, though. They're going up. So the next question is, what do we want to do here? Do we want to build out some more in this area and add some more places for people to go? Or do we start building back here? I'm also tempted to throw in a coaster here. I don't necessarily want to do that yet. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it could be fun. But I think this area could be a little special area. When you come into the park, you just get this really cool instant exposure onto some of the stuff. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's start off with our very basic rides and let's kind of build up from there. Let's see, we got hot drinks next. Yes, that's what we need. And then we can focus on a little bit more of this park and doing more stuff with it. Because we have to have more than just this as our only food outlet. Looking around here, probably somewhere either in this area or this area is going to be our next food outlet stand. And that should probably be good. We have one towards the back, one towards the front. That should be fine for the initial stages of this park. And then we'll figure out the next steps here in a little bit. I could also work on redoing some of this path work here. This area here is kind of a hot mess as far as zigzaggy. We could probably shorten it up to go here and then straight out. I'm not sure. I don't know what I want to do with that yet. But this area here is just going to go away. We don't need to acknowledge its existence. It's just going to go away. Alright, we have that done, so now we can go over and let's just go on to thrill rides for right now. Alright, we need to put that over here. And depending on how much, ooh, can I fit that in there? Alright, let's see here. If I flatten out this land here, can I get... I'll pause the game real fast because I have to see. Well, first off, if I put that in there, okay, looks like I can fit that the entire way through here. So that's what we're going to do. We put that. I'm not going to worry about the height of that right now. We're at 2, just to know we're at 2. We have our hot drink, so we're going to put right there. We have our burgers that we're going to put right there. We'll have our staff pathway there. And I think we're also going to throw a staff room in there. Once we can afford it, we'll put one in there. But a staff room right there will look nice. Okay. So let's go in and get our walls and all that shindig set up. And then we're going to probably have to take out a loan, would be my guess here. So I'm making this a little bigger than it needs to be, but that's because we're going to add on a staff room here in just a little bit, once we can afford it. All right, now we're gonna have to take out a loan. Hopefully just a small little loan. 6,000, yeah, it's probably be enough. All right, and then we gotta go into our setup over here. I'm bringing that down to 0 just so I can avoid any water issues that we may have. Alright, and this is the view I never think to use for this. Oh, is that 2? That's right. There we go. We got those connected. And then we can just add 1, 2. Hire new hauler. And this is going to be a new work zone. And then we can also add our staff rest area here because we did... just make sure the doors line up. There we go. Alright, so that should work out well for that. And now we should have some more food and drink options available for more areas of this park. While that's happening, I'm going to adjust these areas here. Alright. And the whole reason for doing that was so that we can get new benches and stuff in place. This park is a lot of maintenance right now. Just trying to get things up and running is a... Oops, took out the wrong thing there. But just trying to get the basics of this park set up is a lot of work just to get the initial setup. Once we have the setup, we're good. But we need to have the right bones in this park first before we can do anything else. So hopefully we have those right bones being set up. And then from there we can really start running and playing with everything. I'm going to scale back this just a touch. And we're just waiting for the workers to get into this place. And once we have that, we should be in much better shape. And these look like they're fully open now. Okay. So we have the park running. The area at the front here is just mob those people, and that's fine. That's what it should be. That's what you want out of an amusement park, is just to have lots of lively interactions right away, and then have some other stuff kind of happening. So I think there's going to be a coaster that we're going to build somewhere here and have it do all of its stuff in this general area. And yeah, we just need to, before we kind of continue, we need to figure out larger plans, what's going on with this park. Like, I don't understand why there's just this kind of job there. Just make it go straight. But people are riding this. They are going on it. It is making money for us. If we take a look here, revenue last month was $216 for the red one. For the blue one, revenue last month was $200. So these are relatively expensive rides for us to actually operate. Like, we're not making crazy money on them compared to some of the other rides that we have. I think we'll throw in a carousel somewhere over here maybe. We are slowly but surely drawing more guests to the park. If we take a look at everything else, a lot of our bad stats have really disappeared. And we're getting people who want to come to our amusement park, which is always a nice feeling. So let's take a look here back at our goals and just see what our overall stuff is. Let's get our overall park rating up to 75, which I think we're well on our way of doing. Cleanliness rating up 80. I think we're going to get there. It's just little backward stuff there. Oh, and we get $8,000 for doing that, which is nice. 750 guests in our park and no loan debts, and then an experience rating of 70%, which right now we do not have that. We'll get there. Again, it's a matter of just trying to get all of the things in place for the rides. So I'm going to pause the game real fast. I'm going to take out a $15,000 loan. I'm going to pay back that $6,000. And I'm going to go with a floorless coaster. I don't want it to be a crazy expensive floorless coaster, but I do want a floorless coaster just somewhere back here. And let's back that up just a touch. Oops, not going straight. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, something like that I think will be fine. Let me back this up here real fast and actually build a station properly. It's going to bother me. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4 should be more than enough for what we have here. Let's just play with everything that we need here. Alright, so we're going to go right into a corkscrew. Go into an inline twist. That feels very mechanical. I don't think we have to cover it quite that much. Maybe we do. Alright, I'm just checking the look. That should be able to clear that and come right into there, which is what I want. Alright, so it's a pretty simple little coaster, nothing crazy complex. Hopefully it'll fit stats that we need. I have no idea what to call this coaster, so it's just going to be Floorless Coaster for right now until I figure out a name that I want to call it. And I think we can do better with the paint too. Big yellow track. Just gonna call it Yellow Jacket. That should be fine for that. And we can throw some decoration on the outside of this. Just trying to decide what I want to build as far as the actual building here goes. Alright, and then roofing wise, we're just going to go with our basic stuff and make sure it's black to kind of fit into the theme a little bit. Even though water management wise, this roof makes no sense whatsoever. Because if it rains too much, this roof will not work. We have downward slope right here going into a flat corner. That's a bad idea. But we don't have to worry about that. So we're not going to. Nope, we'll get rid of that. Bring that there. Now I'm just going to add some stuff just to make this part of the park look a little bit more planned or lively. Just to have a little bit more stuff here, because right now it's kind of just grass and not the best looking. So we're just going to spruce it up a touch with some of this stuff here. Get some little color differences in here to make it just a touch better. I don't know if it's going to do all that much, but it should make it look a little better at least. We could add on some trees, I think. That looks at least a little better. There still needs to be some more pops of color in there, but we'll get there. We are slowly getting more guests into our park. We have some new rides coming our way here. Let's see, how long is this ride overall? 36 seconds, so... But overall, everything has really changed for the better here, and taking a look at our other goals, they are all moving in the correct direction. So experiences, there's double from the last time we looked at it. The overall rating has drastically improved. Cleanliness has jumped up a whole bunch. We are moving in the right direction. It's going to be a matter of time to get all of this stuff where it needs to be. So I'm going to switch this over to comm rides for right now, and then get one or two of those and then go into coasters, I think is the plan for what I want to do right now. Now, are these capable of running more than one train? Okay, so they can run a max of 2. They're only running 1 right now, but they could run 2. And the rain is killing us here. This little area is nice though. There's lots of colors, lots of stuff going on. Even though only one of those rides is really an indoor kind of ride. Still have a good setup for that. We're going to get some more of those other bigger rides, especially the thrill rides, put in here soon enough. That should hopefully add a bunch to this park as well. Where's our hauler at? Man, the rain is killing us here. Excuse me. But we have a chance to make a lot of money if it stops raining. The September timeline here, the end of the summer, is particularly rainy in this area of whatever park this is. But we're already halfway to we're more than halfway to our goal of people in the park. We're at 450. So that's good. We only need another 300 or so. We need to get rid of our loan debts, which will be a problem we'll tackle in a little bit here. And then the other ratings, I think, are going to be well on their way up here shortly. The park overall looks much better than what it did earlier. So I think I might build a little station for this to have something in there. And then we'll be in much better shape. But we are in a slight problem where we don't have any money right now. Oops. We'll get that fixed soon enough. So we'll get these guys put in. Observation tower, not the greatest rod in the world, but will work for what we're doing here. There we go, we have our 75%, that's good. I made that look slightly better. We are making profit now. We were big time in the hole for a while there, and now it looks like we're doing a much better job. Still some upset guests running around the park, which needs to stop. But overall, we are looking like we're in much better shape. Is this ride that nauseating? No, not really. We're just going to take out a little loan here, just to be able to afford some of the other things that we need to do. Open that up. Go back to our trees and find our big giant willow tree. Let's see what we have. We have a lot of people who want to go on stuff. Cool. The hamburgers are saying they're a bit overpriced. No, they're not. Everybody's saying they're a good deal and you're saying they're too expensive. I don't understand that. Bumper car is another good ride, and then we'll get some thrill rides in. I think we'll be in good shape. But we really want to get that up to 70%, because once we get that up to 70, we're in really, really good shape. We'll be able to pay off all our loans and kind of go for broke as far as trying to get people to the park and paying off everything. But the rain has been a lot here recently, hasn't it? Just me, or does it seem like there's been a lot of rain going on in the park recently? So I think we need a good thrill ride somewhere back in here as well. We'll help draw people to this one. Have little hot spots that we have here. And bumper cars are probably going to go in somewhere here. There we go. Okay, so let's pause this real fast. Let's pay down our debts. So we're going to pay off that $8,000, and then we're going to slowly pay some of this off as well. Let's do $3,000 on this. And that will just make me feel a little bit better here. So got our little hot corner here of all this stuff. It looks nice. I think it's well put together. Nice, well-appointed park so far. We've definitely increased the variety and amount of rides greatly. This area of the park needs a lot of love, and then we have a whole other section over here that we could do lots of stuff with. Maintenance continues to be a big issue. We've reached another goal of cleanliness, so our only remaining goal that we really have to do is get guests into our park, which is a pretty good feeling that we're moving along in the right direction here. So we could pay back a lot of this loan. I think when we pay back about $6,000 of it, that leaves us with $4,500. We have a G-Lock coming, which is a really popular ride. And I do want to get one of these higher intensity Maybe this guy here. Oh yeah, can fit that right in that spot. Awesome. Okay. So we're gonna get another higher intensity ride in here, like so. Open that up. Sure, we'll leave it like that. But hopefully that will draw some people back in this area, that we can get some more ridership for both rides as an overall kind of thing. Nice flat area up there as well for building stuff. There's a lot of space in this park. I'm really surprised at how much space there is to build things in this park. And this is the most Six Flags looking coaster in the whole world. There's this beautiful stuff, all this, and then there's just a coaster plopped in with no theming, no anything. Just, it's there, and that's what it is. But it is drawing people, it is getting lines. It's not a giant line, but it's a line. And we are continuing to bring people to the park. It's not in massive, massive numbers, but there are people continuing to come to the park, which is what we want right now. So the question is, where do we want to put this one? I don't want to keep cluttering up there. It's already too much. So we could probably flatten this area out a bit and put it up there, which I think is what I'm going to do. So flatten out that area there. Be able to put the G-lock in that area. And again, I guess we're going to have to go in, add some plants and stuff to make this look a little better. So right now it's pretty sparse. Alright, probably add some trees. There we go. It's all looking nice. We're still drawing people to the park, which is great. We're almost at our goal for that. We are in June of year 2. We still have to pay back some money. And we have to have our goals here all done by when? January of year 3. Okay, so we gotta move. So right now our only goal is really to pay back our loans and get rid of anything that's... So we did that. We're gonna bring that back to barely anything. Let's see, everybody's saying this is cost 90 cents, yeah. We're gonna start nickeling and diming for everything. So on a hamburger we're making $2.50. Fries, we're not gonna make quite as much. Hot drinks. Alright, we're just nickeling and diming, trying to get every dollar we can out of this park because we need it in order to be successful for the last rounds here. And it doesn't help that we are getting into the rainy season of this park as well. I didn't realize it was quite January of year 3. I thought it'd be a little bit later. And as I said, rainy season is here. We do need to turn a profit. We have at least a lot of indoor and outdoor rides right now, which should help sustain us a bit, but not enough to really be super successful with what we want to do. And you see, we're also losing guests, so we're playing a fine line here where we gotta start keeping our guests, but I wish I had paid better attention to where we were at on some of the stuff, because I would have done things slightly differently, especially with like putting all the shrubbery and stuff over there. We probably wasted a few $100s on that. I wouldn't have put in one of those rides because there's no reason to. Switch this over to shops because I think if we had a cash thing that might help out as well, because I think a lot of these people are just running out of money. Yeah, we're losing a lot of people just because they don't have the cash. Except for that one guy who had enough of this park for whatever reason. So we just need $1,000 paid back. As long as it doesn't rain like crazy, that shouldn't be too terrible to get. And then we can advertise and set some of the pricing back to more normal levels. But before we can do that, we really need to focus on just paying off our debts, making sure we have all of those taken care of. We just have a $250 loan remaining. Alright, there we go. We got that. Now let's pause the game here and let's start knocking down some pricing. So this is now $8. Awesome. It's now $2. Awesome. This, $2. Awesome. This, $1. Our food stuff, $1.50 or $2 for fries. That still seems reasonable to me. $3 for a burger seems reasonable to me. We're not making hardly anything on that. $2. $2 is fine. This, $2. $1. $4. $4. $5. Because if we take a look at this one, even still, I don't think it's been making us a lot of money. Like revenue last month, $600. It's not going crazy for us. How about this? What has this been doing for us? Yeah, see, they're not making crazy money for us. So $8 for Firestorm and $8 for Maelstrom. All right. Then we just need to get people to the park. We're in August of year 2, so we have to hold it for 1 month. So August, September, October, November, and December. So we don't have a ton of time to get people to the park. And I'm just going to start throwing free ride vouchers to begin with here, because we're now in September. So the October, November, December. We don't have a lot of time, and we got to get another 100 guests in here. And I'm not feeling super confident anymore, mainly because we just bled everybody dry. And yeah, if we had a cash machine, that would be really handy right now. But now we are down just about 100 people from where we need to be. And we're turning a profit, but just very, very, very slowly. The big question comes, do we spend some money to go in? Do we take out a loan to go in and kind of knock out the rest of this? Or do we just kind of say, nah? How many accounts do we have? We don't need you. We have a ton of you guys. We don't need all of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oof, yeah, no, that's too many. Collars are fine. And a ton of you guys as well. Alright, we are starting to draw people back to the park now. And hopefully they're just going to come in absolute droves. We need lots of people to the park now. We're in October. We don't have a lot of time to get people to the park, and we need them to come to the park. And we're just now throwing money at advertising. There are people coming. Like, if the numbers are going up, they need to go up faster though. And they need to stay up. And we're at November. So I don't think we're going to make it. It's going to be really close. You say start or end of November? Okay, end of January. So we still have some time. Because we still have November, December. So we have to get all of our people in here as quickly as possible. We're going to just try throwing another ride here to see if that will solve anything. I don't think it's going to help us, but we'll see. Okay, we have people in the park. Now we need people to stay in the park. I think we'll be okay. That's a lot of people coming in right now. And if we can keep that going, we'll be in really good shape. If you take a look, we did not use a lot of this park. Like, we could have probably not had these rides and been fine and stayed only in this little area and been okay. One of the things I would have liked to have done is brought this straight across here and built some more in this area. But again, it's not something that's super necessary for what we have right now. We're up to 800 guests in the park. It still looks like we're bringing in people, but again, it's a tricky situation here. It doesn't take long for that number to go down. That number to go down fast. So we need to make sure that we're still pulling in a lot of people. Alright, we've done pretty much all we can do. We just need to make sure or pray that we don't lose 60-ish people. Info kiosk would be very good. There we go! We got it. I'm losing my voice, but we have it. We have successfully won this round of everything, which I'm very, very happy about. We have a nice little area here, lots of rides, coaster. I'm thrilled. Thank you for joining me. I don't know how we did that in the time that we did, but thank you so much, and I'll see you in our next video.